second lecture. Called Begging for a Couch 1. First lesson. If a monk or a nun want to ask for a lodging, and having entered a village or scot-free town, and conceive that lodging to contain eggs, living beings, and they should not use it for religious postures, night's rest, or study too. 1. But if the lodging contains only few eggs or few living beings, and they may, after having inspected and cleaned it, circumspectly use it for religious postures, and Now, if they conceive that the householder, for the sake of a nirgrantha and on behalf of a fellow ascetic, male or female, one or many, gives a lodging which he has bought or stolen or taken, though it was not to be taken nor given, but was taken by force, by acting sinfully towards all sorts of living beings, they should not use for religious postures, and such a lodging which has been appropriated by the giver himself, and see 2, Section 1I. The same holds good if there be instead of a fellow ascetic many sramanas and brahmanas, guests, paupers, and beggars. But if the lodging has been, page 121, appropriated by another man than the giver, and they may, after having inspected and cleaned it, circumspectly use it for religious postures, and 2. A monk or a nun, knowing that the layman has, for the sake of the mendicant, matted the lodging, whitewashed it, strewn it, with grass, and smeared it, with cow dung, leveled, smoothed, or perfumed it, or the floor of it, should not use that lodging, which has been prepared by the giver himself, and for religious postures. But if it has been prepared by another person, and they may circumspectly use it for religious postures. 3. A monk or a nun, knowing that a layman will, for the sake of a mendicant, make small doors large, and all as in 2, Section 7, down to, spread his couch or place it outside, should not use such a lodging which has been appropriated by the giver himself, and for religious postures, and But if it has been appropriated by another person, and they may circumspectly use it for religious postures, and 4. Again, a monk or a nun, knowing that the layman, for the sake of the mendicant, removes from one place to another, or places outside, bulbs or roots or leaves or flowers or fruits or seeds or grass blades of water plants, should not use such a lodging, which is appropriated by the giver himself, for religious postures, and But if it has been prepared by another person, and they may circumspectly use it for religious postures, and 5. A monk or a nun, knowing that the layman, for the sake of the mendicant, removes from one place to another, or places outside, a chair or a board or a ladder or a mortar, should not use such a lodging place, and all as at the end of the last paragraph. 6. Page 122. A monk or a nun should not use for religious postures, and a lodging place above ground, as a pillar or a raised platform or a scaffold or a second story or a flat roof, likewise no underground place, except under urgent circumstances. If by chance they are thus lodged, they should there not wash or clean their hands or feet or eyes or teeth or mouth with hot or cold water, nor should they put forth there any other secretion, as excrements, urine, saliva, mucus, bilious humor, ichor, blood, or any other part of the bodily humors. The Kevalan says, this is the reason, making secretions he might stumble or fall, stumbling or falling he might hurt his hand, and 7, Section 1, or any other limb of his body, or kill, and all sorts of living beings. Hence it has been said to the mendicant, and that he should use no above-ground lodging place for religious postures, and 7. A monk or a nun on a begging tour should not use, for religious postures, a lodging place used by the householder, in which there are women, children, cattle, food, and drink. This is the reason, a mendicant living together with a householder's family may have an attack of gout, dysentery, or vomiting, or some other pain, illness, or disease may befall him, the layman might, out of compassion, smear or anoint the mendicant's body with oil or ghee or butter or grease, rub or shampoo it with perfumes, drugs, ladra, dye, powder, podmika, then brush or rub it clean, wash, or sprinkle it with hot or cold water, kindle or light a fire by rubbing wood on wood, and Having done so, he might dry or warm the mendicant's body. Hence it has been said to the mendicant, and c. Page 123. That he should not use for religious postures, and c. A lodging place which is used by the householder. 8. This is another reason, while a mendicant lives in a lodging used by the householder or his wife, and c. Might bully, scold one, attack or beat each other. Then the mendicant might direct his mind to approval or dislike, let them bully each other, or let them not bully each other. And c. Hence it has been said to the mendicant, and c. That he should not use, for religious postures, and c. A lodging place used by the householder. 9. This is another reason, while the mendicant lives together with householders, the householder might, for his own sake, kindle or light or extinguish a fire body. Then the mendicant might direct his mind to approval or dislike, let them kindle or light or extinguish a fire body, or let them not do so. Hence it has been said to the mendicant, and see above. 10. This is another reason, while the mendicant lives together with householders, he might see the householder's earrings or girdle or jewels or pearls or gold and silver too or bracelets, those round the wrist and those round the upper arm, or necklaces, those consisting of 3 strings, or those reaching halfway down the body, or those consisting of 80. Page 124. Strings or 40 strings, or 1 string or strings of pearls, golden beads or jewels, or a decked or ornamented girl or maiden. Thus the mendicant might direct his mind to approval or dislike, let her be thus, or let her not be thus. So he might say, so he might think. Hence it has been said to the mendicant, and see above. 11. This is another reason, while a mendicant lives together with householders, the householders' wives, daughters-in-law, nurses, slave girls or servant girls might say, these reverend Sramanas, and c. have ceased from sexual intercourse, it behoves them not to indulge in sexual intercourse, whatever woman indulges with them in sexual intercourse, will have a strong, powerful, illustrious, glorious, victorious son of heavenly beauty. Hearing and perceiving such talk, one of them might induce the mendicant ascetic to indulge in sexual intercourse. Hence it has been said to the mendicant, and c. that he should not use for religious postures, and c. a lodging used by the householder. This is the whole duty, and c. Thus I say. 12. Footnotes. 120:1 Sega. 120:2 Tahapagir Uvasi, no Thanam va Segam 6 Nisahiyam va Katega. Thana equals Thana is explained Kayatsarga, Sega equals Saya, Samstaraka, Nisahiya equals Nisathika, Svidhaya, Katega equals Kantayat. The last word is elsewhere translated Dadiat.
123. 1 Vahamti. The Gujarati translation renders it Nirphamka, which is derived from Sanskrit Nirpats.
123:2 Haran Suvan. The commentators explain these 2 words, which are synonyms in the later language, as raw and wrought gold, or coined gold. I translate gold and silver, because the distinction of the commentators seems rather far-fetched, and because silver would be missed in enumerations like the present one.